Good morning. It is Let It Go and Let It Grow, and it is June 15th, 2026. So what are we letting go of today? And that is Four of Swords energy. Swords in this case is rest and healing and thoughts and letting go of mental fatigue and recovering mentally. So this is an air card. Swords are always air. So this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy today. And it is Jupiter in Libra. So what are we letting go? The release, the need to constantly be productive. This just hits me as the we are human beings, not human doings card. So you can't be in a constant state of doing or you're going to burn your battery completely out. So this card is asking you today to take stock in the things that you are doing and asking yourself to give you the breathing space that you need to just be for a while. This is the rest and recovery card. So this is asking you to just be, take a time out for yourself, whether it is, an afternoon nap, something you enjoy doing, quick walk in nature, just something that you can recalibrate and recharge those batteries for yourself. Let go of that overthinking and that rumination, those constant mental looping patterns, the things Swords is all about, the mind, the mental state. So this is asking you to take stock in what you're constantly thinking about and call yourself out on it and just allow yourself to let go of these intrusive thoughts, this rumination, and give yourself some space. Just when you catch yourself doing the overthinking, go into that position of the observer, set yourself apart from the situation, and ask why you are thinking the way you're thinking. Is this old patterns coming back up? If so, why? And what can you do to move yourself forward to your perfect future? Nothing in life is perfect, but your future that can be crafted and molded in the way that you want it, versus living in those memories and that information of the past. We're in the process of attempting and working towards letting all of that go to let ourselves heal. So drop the pressure to have the answers today. You don't need the answers to everything. So just stop again with that overthinking and just let it be. If you start churning with the thoughts, take a deep breath. I'll put a little video in the group today on nostril breathing, pranayama breathing. So just a little exercise to help you clear your mind and bring yourself more into yourself in a state of balance, state of coherence through breath. It only takes a few minutes, but that can help you get out of that looping pattern and then the anxiety of being in your head. So stop treating rest as something that must be earned. And that's a big thing. It's like, oh, I will take a break when I get X, Y, and Z done. Oh, I can have a nap after I finish blah, blah, blah. Oh, I can take some time for myself and chill and have a coffee and sit outside by the garden once I do blah, blah, blah. What if you just let go all of that and it's like, oh, well, I could be doing this, but I really just want to go sit in my garden. And go sit in your garden. I could be doing something else. Let that thought go. Take a nap. I would like to read a book, but don't have time because I have to do X, Y, Z. Let that go for a while and go read a couple of chapters of your book. So this is asking you to stop seeing that as something that needs to be earned by working harder, working more for, somebody else's goals. And what do you need? So this is the complete pause card. This is the timeout card. This is the rest and restore card. As you can see there, she's nesting. The Three of Swords is a very dramatic card in the deck. It's the torn heart, a lot of turmoil, a lot of grief that can come up from this card. I love how they use the swords as knitting needles to darn that heart back together. So you have the anchor sword here and then the other ones branched out like knitting needles, sewing that heart back together, putting yourself back together and seeing yourself with that sense of compassion that you probably give to other people. It's asking you to give that compassion to yourself today. And just look out for you. This is one of my sayings, you're the only you have. So that's asking you to take stock and realize that. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, it's reminding you that healing often happens during that stillness, during that timeout, during that break. So take some time. Sometimes the most important things you can do for yourself is do nothing. Pause, take that rest, take that time out, take that time to recalibrate and sew yourself back together. So what are we letting grow today? And this is Judgment. Judgment is fire signs, transformative energy of Scorpio is associated with this. And we are getting in touch with that Pluto Scorpio energy. Grow into your authentic self. So just allow yourself to be who you truly are at your core. Some people aren't going to like you, but a lot of people are going to love you. And this is about living that authentic face front, taking that mask off and truly being you and being able to drop into that position of unit. Answer the calling of your soul. We talk about, working for others, doing what you feel that you have to do, once again, shitting on yourself, what you should do. But what happens if you really listen to that soul calling and started walking towards that light? Even if you have to work for somebody else, what calls out to your soul in your extracurricular time? After that resting, what calls out to you that you want to do? Is it creativity? Is it art? Is it dancing? Is it being around others? Is it helping others? What lights you up? So it's asking you to dip into that authenticity and your soul calling, release self-judgment and come into self-awareness. So release that wanting to, judge yourself for every little thing. You are a being placed here to have an experience, and we should have that experience with a clear mind, and this is embracing your self-awareness and letting go of that judgment of who you think you should have been, what you think you should be doing, where you think you should be. So this is all about tapping into self-awareness and listening to that soul calling. Trust that transformation that is unfolding inside of you. You can see that there. She's coming from spirit place, heart-centered place. She's opening herself up to source. You can see the freedom, the soul version of her dancing. I see in these cards, once again, if I see white at all, I generally see it as spirit attachment, or help from spirit. This is her actual spirit calling out to her saying, dance like nobody's watching, and fuck it, dance like people are watching. Just get out there and be authentically who you are. Allow the older version of yourself that no longer serves you, that you no longer identify with, fall away today. Judgment carries the energy of rebirth. It's like the phoenix rising from the flames. You can see that rising out of her. And it's rising from the ashes. The card speaks of awakening deeper truths about who you are actually becoming. Who are you becoming on a soul level today? So the deeper message is, this is not just simply a card of rest. It's a card of sacred pause. That sacred time out can be also, while you're resting, you're also soul searching and feeding your soul back. Stop running for a moment. Sit down and listen. Many people fear being still, fear that stillness because it creates space. And in that space, we often hear things that we have been really, really good at avoiding. So this is asking you to take pause and to see where your soul lies right now and what have you possibly been avoiding. Judgment then comes in, not as punishment or criticism, but invitation, calling, and a remembrance to who you are. Now that you've heard it, what are you willing, now that you've heard the call, what are you going to do about that? The old version is tired. The old version needs rest. And the new version is waiting for you to be born, not demanding, not pushing, but for permission to emerge. And the irony is that the awakening doesn't happen when we are busy and chasing things. It happens when we are resting and nurturing that soul, when we're breathing, when we're finally enough to hear the whispers beneath everything. That is where that magic happens. The Four of Swords is the inhale. The The Judgment call is the absolute exhale. And together, these two cards today can help you with a beautiful transformation point. So we are releasing pressure and growing into our calling. The next version of you is something you must create. It's something you're finally ready to remember. It's not something you create. It's a coming home, and it is a remembrance. So what is the answer you're seeking isn't found through doing, but found through resting. And what part of your soul is quietly asking to be reborn today? So that is the reading. I'm using the Shaman's Dream Oracle card deck today for a quick reflection. And that card is, ta-da, Eagle Eye rising above the fray. And this comes, I love this card because this is all about becoming the observer of your own life. This talks about how eagles, when they are being chased, when they're being followed, when another bird is on an attack mode, eagle rises and rises and rises and rises above everything. So that is where the eagle eye comes from. They have a huge vantage point because they are away from what is happening. And they get to see things from a different perspective. They get to see things from that place of being the observer in their own life and in others' lives. And by observing is where you can take that quiet stillness and reframe and rework and cross that river of change, because you're now questioning yourself. And when you question yourself, it can be uncomfortable. But when you also step outside of yourself and rise above the fray and come into that place of observing, that's when real true growth and true change can happen, because you're calling yourself out essentially on your own shit. You're calling yourself out. And that is where that true transformation, that true soul calling, and that true ability to listen to that inner phoenix come out and come into a rebirth pattern, that transformation pattern, and step into the life that you truly, authentically want. Mask off. And being mature enough to question the hard things that you're going through, and question why you're doing what you're doing, and question your pain points, and question the decisions that you make. And instead of running away from it, you're now running towards it. That will be after the rest point. And while you're running towards it, you get to have that beautiful spirit rebirth. So that is it for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.